here we go. It's been literally seconds after I got a snack late at night at 4 a.m. Got it into town with soda. Got stuck with insomnia. Tried to gain all interest and started playing the game I was playing. Ate some chips which caused my dad to murder me. Woke up my dad which caused my dad to murder me. I'm trying to remember what else I did. I don't really remember everything I did. I think that was it though. Anyway, so here we are afterwards. Now we're going to be doing an MSA reaction video. Why are we going to be doing MSA reaction videos? Because!
My name is Alice.
Why did I say it so aggressively?
Please like and subscribe.
Hi, Alice.
When you meet the love of your life, time stands still and your heart skips a beat. Well, my dad had his own version of it.
Love feels like a bunch of fireworks exploding inside your heart.
That sounds dangerous.
Oh, honey, it's the
That's
most
crazy.
beautiful feeling in the world.
Dad always tells me about when he met Mom. He was playing on the subway, and when she stepped in, he felt fireworks go off inside of him. And that was it.
My life changed forever.
Our life changed forever. My mom was a big shot lawyer,
Congratulations.
and my dad worked as a music teacher at my own school. I inherited my dad's love for music, but wasn't into singing. So I used Mom's lawyer skills on them and convinced them to buy me a drum kit.
What do you mean lawyer skills? Okay, here's the deal. I'm suing you. You want it clearly states in section 4, part 82 of the law, free inhabitants, all and every personnel are required to be able to express themselves how they want. Objection, Your
My life was simply
Objection,
wonderful.
Your Honor.
Everything changed when I was 12. Mom got stuck on one big case and was working crazy hours, so there was no time for anything else. Not even for me. For months, I kept bugging her to notice me, but the answer was always the same. Not now. I
So why burn down her office?
can't, Alice. Of course, this also led to fights between my parents. They used to argue in the kitchen at night when they thought I was asleep. Finally, one night, she just left. There were no explanations, no clues, no goodbye letter, nothing. It was a rough time, but my dad and I always stayed together. As time went by, we both started feeling a little bit better. Despite everything, I never stopped believing in true love, and I eagerly awaited the sensation my father had described so many times. When I turned 16, I witnessed the fireworks of love up close. I was at home cooking an egg when these bratty kids kept ringing our doorbell and running away. My blood was boiling, so I decided to teach them a lesson at the next bell. I flung open the door and spattered the egg right onto them. To my surprise, it was Luke, one of my dad's guitar students. He was one of the most popular, truly dreamy, funny, and kind guy in our school. Oh no. This egg. Lucky you. You just wanted tuition discount from Dad. I quickly made this up, but he kept staring at me in complete awe. Then it happened. It struck him like lightning, just like my dad described. The whole fireworks and electricity package.
Hi, Alice. I
And that's who I got pregnant.
love you.
But here's the twist. I didn't feel the same way.
Damn, that's
However,
crazy.
from that moment on, Luke embarked on a mission to win my heart, while I tried to refuse his advances without hurting him.
Flowers for you, beaut.
Bees! It has bees!
I baked brownies for you.
Thanks, but I prefer vegetables. He invited me to the amusement park, but I pretended to be dizzy when he was gonna kiss me on the Ferris wheel. And then, he also asked my father for my hand.
So, what do you think?
Tell him that he has to provide 4 sheep, 5 cows, and 1 unicorn in exchange. Yet Luke never gave up. And finally, he went all in. He performed for me on my balcony, singing the very same song my dad used to woo my mom back in the day. And I swear I could see Dad helping him the whole time. Then he asked the big question.
Do you want to be my girlfriend?
Luke,
No.
I like you, but
I'll take that.
I
It's a love story, baby. Just say yes.
know what you might be thinking. How could you
Boo.
not love Luke back? He sounds like the perfect guy. And you'd be right. He was everything I could have wished for, and more. He even quoted Taylor Swift for me. I decided I should give him a chance. Maybe the fireworks would appear slowly for me. Okay, let's do it. After a few months, things were going great. He was a great boyfriend, and I cared for him. One day, as we hiked up a hill, my foot clumsily met a cluster of rocks. I was about to fall.
And that's how I died.
He held me.
Are you all right?
I nodded. The sunlight sunlight hit him just right, and he looked just beautiful. He leaned in and he rewarded my safety with a kiss. It was a scene right out of a movie. Come on, guys, you see? I tried, but I just couldn't help feeling nothing. By the time we reached the top of the hill, I decided to end things. Luke deserved someone who could truly love him. After a brief pause, I managed to muster the strength to share my feelings. However, as I looked at him, tears were welling up in his eyes.
Alice, there's something I have to tell you.
Yes, Luke?
I'm thrilled that we're together. I've been looking for the perfect partner for what feels like forever.
Tears began to fall down his cheeks, and I hugged Luke tightly. How could I break his heart after that? I just couldn't. I needed a new plan, a way to end things without hurting him. Just then, I got an idea. I needed to find my boyfriend a new girlfriend. Yet, it was easier said than done. Finding the perfect girl for Luke was certainly a tough mission. I introduced him to Sarah in a bowling alley, but it turned out she was only interested in using Luke to make her ex-boyfriend jealous. On trivia night, Claire and Luke had a heated argument about the best pizza toppings. They didn't get along after that.
What do you mean pepperoni is the only topping you put on pizza? That's it! Drown! How dare you? How dare you have a different opinion than me?
Lastly, how can I forget about Julie? When I introduced her to Luke at a party, it was pretty clear
She
that
just
she
threw
was
up.
more interested in me than in him, much to Luke's amusement. Of course, he knew nothing of my plan. I introduced so many girls to him, pretending they were my friends, but none of them sparked even the slightest explosion. Luke only seemed to have eyes for me. Darn him. After a few weeks of failures,
Oh, why can't we just a good guy? God dang it!
I was about to give up hope, but then, right in my dad's class, the solution seemed to fall from the sky, almost literally.
Boys
And
girls,
she
we have
didn't
an
like
exchange student
Luke
from South
at all.
Korea. This is Moon.
That new girl seemed quiet, but she was a total stunner.
We have a little welcome tradition here. You've got to sing us your favorite song while standing upside down.
What? You could actually
Bruh.
see Moon's soul leaving her body.
Kidding. But come on, it'll be a blast. So, which song are we going with?
For a brief moment, Moon seemed to be torn between making a mad dash for the exit, pretending to faint, or fighting my dad to ignore his request. Love Story by Taylor Swift. Bingo! That was the girl who was gonna sweep my boyfriend off his feet. I couldn't have been more thrilled. Above all, she had a beautiful voice. She was perfect for Luke. As soon as the class ended, I walked up to Moon. Hi, I'm Alice. That was
I'll pay you $5,000 if you date my boyfriend.
amazing. Thank you. I just hope I don't have to do that to introduce myself in math class. Don't worry about it. The gym teacher might make you do some push-ups in front of the whole school, but apart from that, well, that's it. I'm going back to South Korea. She even had a great sense of humor. By the way,
Watch
the
this,
teacher
you're
who
serious.
just made you sing in front of everyone is my dad. But don't hold that against me. I won't. He seems cool. He is, in his own unique way. Surprisingly, considering that if my plan worked, Moon would steal my boyfriend from me, the two of us immediately hit it off. I was happy to make a new friend, but the most important thing was that I had an inkling right from the start that she and Luke were a match made in heaven. I had to rush to my plan. By the way, I'm in a band. Ever considered becoming a rock star? A rock star? Sure, but only if we get to wear sunglasses indoors. Of course, you can't make great music if you don't look cool. With my master plan in motion,
What are they protecting you from? The lights?
I organized a rehearsal in my garage for that same night. As usual, Luke and I began a friendly battle over which song to play next. But just as the tension was mounting, Moon made her grand entrance. Hi there. When Luke turned to meet her gaze, something magical unfolded between
And he threw up.
Their fireworks were so intense that for a moment I thought the neighbors were bombing my house.
Hi, I'm Alice's Luke.
Nice to meet you, Alice, Luke. I'm Moon.
That's a beautiful name.
Moon turned red as a tomato.
I mean, it's cute. I mean, it's not a horrible name.
They were so awkward and cute that they looked like two penguins trying to dance. The first part
That's
of
a
my
good
plan
comparison.
was complete. Over the next few weeks, I did everything to bring my new friend and boyfriend even closer. I planned this adorable picnic for the three of us, but then I faked a stomach pain, so they both got time together.
Alice, are you okay?
Oh no, not again. What's
No! Oh, stop clap! Ah, I'm dying! Roll down the hill. It's just you two now.
wrong, Alice? It's my, pigmatitis.
Okay, let's go see the doctor.
Clearly my plan failed.
Oh, sorry, I'm allergic to picnic. I'm definitely allergic to picnics. Yeah, fun though.
Next time, I took them to the movies to watch an old, sappy romantic film. Where's Alice?
She told me she wasn't coming because she hates Sandra Bullock.
She hates Sandy B? Is that even possible?
Right? I said exactly the same thing.
They watched the movie together. All the while, I was lurking secretly in the background. In a particularly romantic scene, their shoulders leaned against each other. They locked eyes, and their lips came closer. It seemed that it was the moment, but...
Want some more popcorn?
Yeah, sure. So close. By the way, I, of course, don't hate Sandra Bullock. Slow...
Can anyone tell me who Sandra Bullock is? Like, someone in the comments, please let me know. I have no idea who the hell Sandra Bullock
I was
is.
running out of ideas and excuses. I even cited...
Watch him using like some famous celebrity that half the
this up for a
population knows.
romantic bread baking class, only to remember
Now I look
right
like an idiot.
beforehand that I was gluten intolerant. Silly me.
Since when?
It's very recent. I don't want to talk about it. We can make gluten-free bread. It's not the same. Go on without me. Tragically, I had to keep up that lie and not eat a sandwich in front of them for way too long. Oh, the lengths I went to. But despite all my efforts, nothing was happening. They clearly had feelings for each other, but neither was making the first move. I was determined to give it one final shot, so I orchestrated an irresistibly
Here we
romantic date
go.
at Rochester High Falls, Luke's cherished spot. I prepared the scene, and it looked spectacular. I stood there, admiring my masterpiece. This must have been how Billie Eilish felt when she composed Bad Guy. My plan wasn't complete
And neither of them came.
without the final touch. Two mysterious and alluring letters, one for Luke and one for Moon. That evening, they both arrived thinking the other had organized the date. I should have respected their privacy and left, but I sneaked a peek at the date and sat in a nearby grove with popcorn and soda. It seemed like they were still too shy to make the big move. Just as I was about to fall asleep, Moon slowly moved nearer to Luke's lips. The excitement was so intense.
She falls over and then looks them.
Moving through my body, particularly in my ankle. In my ankle? I looked at my leg and saw a raccoon clinging to my ankle. Freaked out, I totally lost it. Ah! I sprang from the bushes just in time to disrupt their big moment.
Alice, what are you doing here?
Oh, hi! Just taking a walk.
Around the falls? Alone? At night?
Well, you know what they say, when nature calls. Don't judge me. That's the best I could come up with. Alice, this isn't what it seems.
We were just...
Their embarrassment and guilt were clear.
I'm sorry.
They clearly felt terrible, and I felt even worse. It was entirely my fault. It was time to tell the truth. You don't have to feel guilty. I orchestrated the entire thing.
What?
You? Yeah, I couldn't help but notice the magic connection between you two. This is my strange way of giving you my wholehearted blessing. Well, at least I told them part of the truth. For a brief moment, Luke and Moon exchanged puzzled glances.
And then they both just walked away and never talked to
Luke
her
turned to
again.
give me an earful. However, after what felt like an eternity, they both enveloped me in a hug simultaneously.
Alice, I can't believe you'd do something like this. You could have just spoken to me, and I'm sorry. I tried to fight these feelings.
No need to apologize. The heart wants what the heart wants. Are you sure you're okay with this? Absolutely. You two are meant for each other. I'll step aside and let you enjoy the rest of your date. I walked away swiftly, but before I got too far, I turned back to see them finally sharing their first kiss. Well, you could have at least waited for me to leave. Just kidding. Carry on. This may appear like the happily ever after ending, doesn't it? But believe me, there are still some more fireworks to discover.
Plot twist. Now she's jealous and wants her boyfriend back.
Grand plan had succeeded. Moon was perfect for Luke, and they were really happy. However, sometime later, I started to feel increasingly sad. While I was genuinely thrilled for them, a feeling of loneliness began to take over me. Eventually, I decided to share with my dad my deepest fear. Dad, what?
Are you a Roblox fanatic? Microsoft Rewards has a brand new way for you to earn digital gift cards from Roblox.
Don't care what didn't ask.
Experience those fireworks.
Alice, just like music, love has its own tempo. It won't come if you're expecting it. But trust me, sooner or later, your moment will come.
But what if I end up with a broken heart, like you when Mom left us?
That can happen.
That's
Love
crazy.
is not perfect, but believe me, it's still worth it.
After that, I decided to give the whole love thing a rest. I just focused on school, my friends, and of course, music. For several months, everything went smoothly. Surprisingly, my dad was right about love. My moment was bound to come just when I least expected it.
Boys and girls, we have a new exchange student, this time from Italy. This is Camillo.
And that was it. Boom,
Oh.
boom. Just like my dad had predicted.
And Camilo just absolutely hated
To
him.
feel the fireworks had arrived, and it came on strong when Camilo strolled into the classroom. I couldn't take my eyes off
Why
him.
is he wearing sunglasses
No
indoors?
one else in the class.
He in a band too?
So irresistible, incredibly handsome, cool, stylishly dressed, and smart. I tried to get him to sing a song to introduce himself, but Camilo recited a poem in Italian. I didn't understand anything. I was so
Sorry about that.
captivated by him.
Ah, right. It's a very lovely and romantic poem.
Highly
It's
allergic
about
to
what Helen
simp.
is like.
Marry me. I knew I had to beat out tons of other girls to win his heart, but if there
Who's
was
our
one thing
block?
I was truly confident about, it was my matchmaking skills. Game on. During lunch, I went up to him. He was sitting by himself, with all the girls gazing at him from afar, too mesmerized to strike up a conversation. But I wasn't like the other girls. Hi there. What's cooking, good looking? Not my best pickup line, I know.
Hi, you.
Alice.
Oh, right, Alicia.
Already? My name, or a variation of it, coming out of his mouth made me shiver. What are you reading?
Robert Frost.
Oh, he's the one who invented frosting? Because if so, I want to congratulate him.
No, he was one of America's most renowned poets.
I felt like my confidence had crumbled like a house of cards. I guess I'm more of a takeout menu reader. Camilo shot me this weird smile and went back to his book. I left feeling defeated and humiliated, all while the surrounding girls erupted into laughter. Still, I wasn't gonna give up so easily. You guys know I can be very stubborn. Over the next few days, I did everything I could to get Camilo's attention and interest. So, you're a photographer?
Yeah.
Me too. I love selfies. And when I thought I couldn't get any lower, Camilo, I wrote you a poem.
Oh, okay.
Twinkle, twinkle in your eyes, like the stars in moonlit skies. In your arms, I feel so right, like a star that's shining bright. He rested his hand on my shoulder with second-hand embarrassment.
And just he leaves his hand so stared directly into the eyes and said, "Give up. Just give up."
That was very sweet.
What was I thinking? Are we going or not? The most stunning gothic girl was walking towards Camilo.
Hey.
They just walked away while my hope lay shattered on the floor. After the humiliation of a lifetime, I crawled home and locked myself in my own room for days. Is this karma for not loving Luke back? Unwelcome love is horrible. Why didn't anyone tell me? I decided to never leave my room again. But Luke and Moon swooped in to save the day. Alice, what are you doing?
We were worried about you. You haven't been to school for days.
And I'm not going back. I'm officially a hermit now.
Come on, Alice. You can't give up so easily.
What else can I do? He's too cool and smart for me. And he clearly has a thing for goth girls. Well, maybe that can be arranged. Moon showed me the flyer for a costume party happening the next day at school.
Bruh.
Maybe this wasn't quite over yet. The following day, I visited Moon's house for the first time for a unique makeover session. She was determined to transform me. And after an intense half hour of makeup and dressing, I emerged as a whole new person. Camilo will be head over heels for you. After a while, I went downstairs to her kitchen to grab a glass of water. Moon's house was massive and a bit eerie, with dim
She starts-
lighting and an
she falls for him,
unsettling
brother.
silence. As I turned the corner, I bumped into a tall, mysterious guy. I let out a scream of surprise. Who are you? I'm Alice, Moon's friend. I glared at him. He was wearing a suit, like a gangster from a lousy movie.
I'm Quan, Moon's big brother.
Oh, right.
Why are you dressed like that?
We're going to a costume party.
A costume party? So childish.
Who the hell asked you?
Like just a year older than us. Besides, you look like you're dressed up too.
Whatever, just watch where you're going, kid.
Kid? Just then, Moon showed up, probably after hearing my screams. When I turned to face him, Quan had already disappeared down the dark hall. What? Why are you smiling? You know, your brother is a real piece of work. Moon
What brother? I don't know, brother.
acted weird. I think that runs in their family. Shortly after, we left for their party.
That's
Luke,
crazy.
dressed as a mad scientist, welcomed us.
Alice, you look like you just stepped right out of a dark and mysterious fairy tale. Great job, baby.
Thanks, baby. Alice, Camilo's there. Go do your thing, girl. Thank you, guys. I took a deep breath and walked towards
He walks up to him and he just starts throwing up, if you get me. It's projectile vomit.
dancing with his friend. Of course, he was too cool to wear a
Oh, yeah,
costume.
his
With a boost of confidence from my outfit,
friend.
I saluted them. Hello, my fellow creatures of the night.
Alice, what are you wearing?
Tonight, I embrace the shadows. I'm a goth. Being a goth is not a costume, you phony. It's a lifestyle. I'm sorry, I didn't mean, of course you didn't. You are just a little suburban princess who gets
And you are just a little asshole who doesn't have parents.
whatever whatever she wants, playing dress up, and the way Camilo looked at me, that hurt more than any malicious comment. Once again, I was humiliated. For the rest of the party, I hid in the halls of the school. How could I be so stupid?
Should I respond?
I looked up.
Those just like imagine walking up to someone. Like, they're like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" And then you're like, "You're just a squirrel little princess who dresses up like a child." Like, whoa! I said hi. What did I do? All I did was say hi.
And saw Quan. What are you even doing here? I thought you were too fierce for a costume party.
I am. I'm just here to pick up Moon.
I just got her text. She already left with Luke.
Oh, okay.
Quan leaned his back against the lockers.
Rough night?
That's an understatement.
So, do you want me to take you home, or would you rather stay here crying?
What? These are not tears.
Don't try to tell me you got something in your eye. Come on, let's go.
I was shocked. He was rude, definitely, but not that bad. Quan held out his hand.
Yeah, not really just goth girl of you. I mean, like, if you're gonna be a goth, that's fine. But don't be rude about it. Come on, calm down. Everybody can live life how they want to live life. So, come on,
Me to
man.
stand up. As I was getting up, our eyes
It's not that serious.
still. Electricity.
You can live life how you want to live life.
Boom, boom.
Leave it be, man.
What? Did you hit your head or something?
No, it's just that, I don't know. Forget about it. I'm fine.
If you say so.
As Quan drove me home, I kept looking at him out of the corner of my eye the whole trip. I was spellbound. I tried to strike up a conversation with Quan.
He just knows you wrong with it.
He didn't pay much attention to me. So, tell me about yourself.
Pass.
Come on, what do you like?
Silence.
Clearly, Quan was not very interested in getting to know me. Soon after, he dropped me home. I couldn't believe it. After years of dreaming about those fireworks feelings, I finally got them. Twice in 1 week. Plot twist, both guys are just not that into me. This was obviously karma. It was Cupid's way of getting back at me. Destiny laughing in my face. Or maybe it was just my teenage hormones. I hate my life. But what I didn't know was that Moon hadn't left the party when Quan arrived. In fact, she was in the bathroom and saw and heard my entire conversation with her brother. Although Quan didn't notice my fireworks explosion, Moon did, and decided it was her turn to play Cupid. Moon started finding excuses and forcing situations for Quan and me to spend time together. She would invite me to her house, but when I arrived, she wasn't there. Is Moon home?
For the 4th time this week, she's not.
Despite how Quan acted like he didn't care, Moon was determined to make it happen. She even locked us in an escape room. I guess we're gonna have to solve this to get out. This could take a while.
The key is under that armchair.
Oh, right. Then, Moon planned a movie date with Quan and me, and then left us. Yeah, she used my own little scheme against me. We got into the wrong screening room and ended up watching a children's movie. This is so boring. Wait, are you crying?
No, I'm not. You're crying.
OMG, you are!
Shut up. It's just a beautiful tale of friendship between a duck and a shark.
After that, he started
That's
talking to me,
crazy.
and slowly, I understood that his whole bad boy facade was simply a shield Quan put up when he moved here to cope with this unknown and new place. He actually could be really kind and sweet. One day, Moon set up a sort of double date with me and Luke and dragged Quan quite literally into a bowling alley. The evening turned out to be an absolute blast. We enjoyed some good food, sent those bowling pins flying, and shared laughs like there was no tomorrow. Quan even dropped his tough guy persona and had an amazing time. I felt that slowly, we two were growing closer.
Great strike, Alice.
Thanks, I learned from the best.
I didn't know I was the best.
Who says I was talking about you? The only problem was,
Did he?
Luke found out what Moon was doing, and he wasn't too happy about it, and cornered me.
Alice, Quan's not right for you. He once told me,
If you hurt my sister, I'll turn your hair pink.
and he walks around in sunglasses indoors.
Your hair's already pink,
Don't even get me
dingus.
started on his weird spoons collection. Did you see the massive plastic to fancy spoons display in his room? I'm just worried you'll end up hurt.
But I wasn't very convinced. And then the next
Why?
day, as we were preparing for our band rehearsal, Luke arrived with a surprise visitor.
Camilo came to rehearsal, if you girls don't mind.
If looks could kill, Luke
Oh,
would be dead
hey.
now. That's why you said not to bring Quan.
We'll talk later, baby. I tell you, man, we have the best drummer in town.
So, he has decided to play matchmaker too.
Go on then.
During our practice, I was super nervous, way more than usual. But then Camilo did some really nice things that made me feel a lot better. I think I did pretty good in the end.
That was great, Alice. I didn't know you were so talented.
Thanks, that made
Shut up. We just like, we're acting like he ain't getting a paycheck
me melt,
for this.
literally, right there For the next few weeks, I was caught in a love triangle with Quan and Camilo, and tangled in a dispute between friends. I felt bad, but chose to go with the flow, hoping to solve the puzzle of my heart. But things turned into some kind of competition between them, and in order to win, they went big. Luke orchestrated a fantastic carnival date for Camilo and me. Amidst the chaos, we laughed, won games, and feasted on cotton candy. I even won him a huge stuffed animal.
At this point, it isn't even about getting her to love people. Getting her to love. Okay, I'm not explaining this well.
Elephants are my favorite animal.
I'm more of a grizzly bear girl, but elephants are pretty cool. Then, Camilo and I rode on an intense roller coaster in an odd moment of calm.
And he fell off.
Again. Camilo pulled out his camera
And then vomited.
What are you doing?
I want to capture this moment forever.
That was one of the
You mean you want to send this to
magical and romantic
to get him
nights of my life.
to get him
That part, I convinced Quan to take me to his favorite spot, a haven he had never taken anyone to before. It was a dark and murky place. Quan led the way, nodding to some guys. All eyes were on me, so I tried my hardest to copy his attitude. Needless to say, I failed. Quan, we are too young to be here.
Relax, what is life without a little risk?
Right, but maybe this is a little too dangerous? Okay, I admit it. I was scared, but you would be too if you saw those people there. It looked like the whole cast of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Don't worry, Alice. I know the owner and most of the guys. They are cool.
Quan took my hand, and not only did I feel safer, but I was also ecstatic. The rest
and she was shot later that night.
The night turned out to be surprisingly amazing. Everybody was fun and welcoming. Quan revealed his secret technique to cheat in poker, and an energetic punk band put on a spectacular show. Hours later, we watched the sunrise on the hood of his car at the highest point of the city. Hey, okay, I hear you all yelling, pick a lane, girl. But come on, deciding between Camilo and Quan is like choosing between chocolate and vanilla.
Yeah, choose vanilla, damn it.
Straight in. Trust me, I've got.
It was
You love
a few days ago. Camille was just laughing in her face. It shouldn't be that hard. He was literally laughing at you. It's so clear that he's faking this. You're in an MSA video. Just pick Quan. Just pick Quan.
both. It's driving me nuts too. It was impossible. Like,
Yeah, no, it's not.
An open reading, the most beautiful poem I had ever heard. But then Quan got us the chance to play our first gig in the same place he took me. Clueless of what to do, I turned to the greatest source of wisdom I knew, my dad. Okay,
Watch him
yes,
pick
I was
Camilla.
truly desperate. Dad, is it possible to be in love with two people at the same time? My dad took a deep breath before answering.
Alice, time has taught me not to put any limits on love. Love can be many different things. It constantly mutates, so maybe it is possible.
And what should I do? I can't date two people at the same time.
No, you have to be mature and thoughtful. Take care of your feelings, but also those of others.
But I don't know how to decide this.
If you are stuck in this situation, you might not be ready for love. Maybe the best thing to do now is to focus on yourself.
And it wasn't very helpful. Maybe my dad wasn't the fountain of wisdom I thought he was. Before you guys go off in the comments, I know this is like the best kind of problem any girl my age could have. For days, I ignored both Camilo and Quan, but finally, the day of the concert arrived.
I'm not too sure about that one.
I was pretty calm. Well, that was until I saw both Quan and Camilo in the audience. At that moment,
Well,
my fears
shit.
surfaced, and I completely panicked. I couldn't face it and locked myself in the dressing room's bathroom.
Alice, what are you doing?
We have to go on stage in 5 minutes. I can't do it. This is all too much pressure. After failing to convince me to go out, Moon and Luke took it out on each other. Why did you invite Camilo? This was Quan's moment. He got us the gig.
And Camilo can't be here? He's really supportive of the band too.
Why are you doing this? What do you have against my brother?
He thinks he's a Yakuza or something like that.
And my brother is a great guy.
But he's not good enough for Alice.
And Camilo is? He's so pretentious. I was listening to their fight behind the bathroom door. It was like I had traveled back in time and they were my parents. I had to put an end to all this chaos. I gathered my strength and opened the door. Stop! This ends now. You can't be fighting over my love life. That doesn't make any sense.
But
No buts. We were just trying to help you, like you helped us. I know, but it just doesn't feel right. I was wrong. Love should be spontaneous nice and free. Not something we try to control and mold to fit our convenience. It's my life and I can make my choices. You're right.
We're sorry. I'm sorry, Moony Toony.
I am too, Lukey Doofy. That's really sweet. But for now,
And she starts throwing up.
enough with the cheesy stuff. We've got a show to give. The room was silent and expectant when we got on stage. We almost danced, but we were ready. We are Cupid and his broken arrows. Are you ready to rock?
Bruh.
This.
1, 2, 3, 4. The show was incredible. To be up on stage playing our music was a life-changing moment. There, I felt everything. Electricity, adrenaline, nervousness, and fireworks. And I can proudly say that it was the first of many shows. As for the guys, I decided to follow the advice of my father, who, as always, was right. I wasn't ready for love, and I didn't want to risk hurting them. I took them aside individually and told them the truth. Luckily, they both understood. Or at least I think they did. I decided that I should focus on my first love, music. And that would pay off big time.
Congrats.
Ladies and
Big time.
Oh, my bad, wrong button. Wrong button.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready?
Nope.
Well, it's a good thing you are, because this
Yeah.
is Cupid and his broken arrows.
Oh, hi guys. Yeah, as you can see, a lot has happened since the last time we chatted. Where were we? Oh yes, after our first show at that shabby place, Luke, Moon, and I promised to do everything we could to get to the top of the music world. First, we decided to go on tour. We rented an old van and set off on the road to our dreams. What?
And that was it. They crashed the van 3 minutes later. Low quits.
At first, it was looking more like a nightmare than a dream. Not exactly
Only
the 4
2
seasons.
beds.
Tell me there's no cockroaches. I can't sleep here if there are cockroaches.
Well, have fun staying up all night.
It's not Moon. Maybe just some 8-legged roommates. But I'm sure they're very friendly.
The top bed's mine.
Those first few weeks were challenging and scary. But Luke, Moon, and I stuck closer than ever. Sometimes literally. Relax, guys. Nothing bad ever happens to teenagers in horror movies, right? Initially,
That's
everything's
crazy.
running fine to really small and
Just
quiet
keep lying
venues.
to
Good
yourself.
night. We are Cupid and his broken arrows. Yeah, there were literally more crickets than people. But slowly, people caught wind of our shows. Our songs started popping up everywhere, and we gathered a group of loyal fans. It wasn't an overnight thing, but somehow we became kind of famous. However, the sudden fame had its downsides. The biggest downside of them all was him. That's Trevor, our manager. He discovered us when we were playing in a tiny, sleazy venue in Los Angeles.
Hello, kids. I'm gonna make you stars.
Talking about terror? Oh, I mean Trevor? See? It's like his name was meant for a crooked manager role. I'm just spitting straight facts here, guys.
Where do you dream of playing? Just name it. In the forum?
That's a little too ambitious.
I'll make it happen. Sky's the limit for us.
Despite Moon and Luke's excitement, something didn't smell right to me. So I decided to keep an eye on Trevor. Follow that car! I always wanted to say that. I tailed him to the forum offices. Oh, tailed is what spies say when they follow someone. Too many spy
No
novels,
shit.
I guess. So, Trevor got out of his car, but returned as if he'd forgotten something. What could it be, you might ask? His briefcase? His parking permit? Maybe his wallet? Well, not exactly. A gun? Who brings a gun to a business meeting? It's like bringing a gun to a business meeting. I figured
Oh,
he was a
really?
little shady, but he was actually dangerous. After a while, he walked out of the meeting with a big smile and put his gun back in his suit. Oh my god! That night, after Trevor gave us the news that he got us a slot at the forum, I revealed what my fierce investigation had unmasked.
And neither of them believed you.
It's over, Trevor. I saw your gun and how you used it to get us this concert. We can't be involved in something as dark as that.
Oh, you mean this?
Trevor pulled out his gun and pointed it directly at me. My life flashed before my eyes.
Ah, shit. And that is the end. She was shot 3 minutes later after definitely trying to negotiate her life.
Moon, Luke, and I screamed in terror as he pulled the trigger. To find out what happened next,
Bang!
join part 4 of this story. Now relax, I'm just kidding. Trevor fired, but all that came out of the gun was water. Phew, that was a close call. Well, maybe not really. Are you crazy? Why are you carrying this with you?
For protection, in case, you know, a small cat attacks me.
And why did you use it in the meeting?
Oh, that! Those guys never water their plants. They were so dry, poor things.
Maybe I
Bruh.
misjudged him.
You want to be involved in something as dark as things?
Maybe I...
Not the plants. Oh, there's poor plants.
It misjudged him.
Still, if you don't want to be involved in something as dark as me, I understand. Maybe it's for the best. No, Trevor, please don't take this personally. Alice is just like that.
Excuse me? Yes, we really want to work with you.
Great then. Are you in, Alice?
Outvoted, I had no choice but to accept Trevor. His impact was soon felt. He devised everything for us, from trying on silly, smelly costumes, which I'm sure he had stolen from the thrift store to keep the extra money for himself, to making us do some bizarre and really embarrassing publicity stunts. Yet, while I hated to admit it, he did take us to the next level. He even got us a record deal. Maybe he isn't all that bad. He certainly wasn't the worst thing that came with fame. Paparazzi were a real headache.
Hey, Alice, aren't you dating someone? People want to know about your love life.
Oh,
What
it's
love
a
life?
full-blown love triangle. Me, my couch, and my Apple. I mean, iPhone. Seriously? Can it get any cringier? Well, I know what you must be thinking. What about Juan and Camilo? You guys are so predictable. Okay, after I told him I was not ready for love, our paths simply parted. Camilo moved to the big city to try his luck as a poet, and Juan went back to South Korea. I had accepted that love wasn't my thing, and I was fine with that. Really, I was. But it seems that not everybody was.
Alice, people are interested in you and your love life. We must give them something.
And before I could say anything, Trevor launched his enormous Find Alice a Boyfriend operation. When he was choosing from the pictures, from his looks, you'd think he was attempting to assemble an atomic bomb. I wish you people would stop meddling in my love life. You're one to talk.
Fair point.
Must I suffer all my life for that one time I played Cupid? Besides, you two are practically soulmates. I only intervened in the name of true love.
Maybe Trevor will find you your
Cool.
soulmate.
If he does, he deserves a Nobel Prize in matchmaking.
Congrats.
Very funny.
Bingo! We found our man. Get ready, Alice.
Trevor orchestrated
King John.
Him down. Naturally, he gave the paparazzi a heads up, turning the dinner into a spectacle that rivaled the Super Bowl coverage. I won't deny that he was good looking. The man could make any Greek god jealous, but he seemed to be already in a committed and very toxic relationship with his phone. It was like they were stuck in a never-ending staring contest. If a UFO landed on the table, he'd probably just assume it was dessert. So, tell me
That's
something
crazy.
about yourself.
I have 5 million followers.
Wow, I'd be concerned if that many people were following me. That's next level stalking.
Huh? Alice, when's the wedding?
This was beyond ridiculous. I needed a bulletproof escape plan. Something as sophisticated and brilliant as my mastermind can.
I have to go to the bathroom.
Hey, isn't that one of the Kardashians?
A Kardashian? Where?
I took advantage of the commotion to sneak out.
Gotta
Just
go.
as I was about to fulfill my genius escape, I bumped into a waiter sitting
Ah!
flying
Ah!
in the air. It
That-
landed on the head of my date. Oh my god, I'm so... Camilo? Is that you?
Alicia, hi. What are you doing here?
I was super surprised to see Camilo, but I had to move fast. I'm actually in the midst of an escape. Care to help me?
Absolutely.
Camilo wheeled over a waiter's cart covered with a tablecloth.
And that was it. Camilla was fired 3 months later, felt the parent, and is now living on the streets.
Your chariot.
Yeah,
awaits, Your Majesty.
And Camilo carried
Like,
me
like no one just watched it happen
after
there.
we were in the clear.
All the
we
people
two went
recording.
for a walk.
By the way, I must confess, I'm a massive fan.
Oh, thank you so much.
People don't believe me when I tell them we used to date.
Do you tell people that?
Well, I know we didn't exactly date, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just expressing my wishes out loud.
Are you flirting with me right now?
I am. Who knows when I'll cross paths again with another
And she starts
star,
vomiting.
especially with one as strikingly beautiful as you.
He was going all in. I tried to play it cool. That's smooth, but I'm not gonna fall for it that easily. I did. I'm not the same girl I was a couple of years ago. I was. Besides, I know you have a way with words. He did.
You know what they say, nothing worthy is ever easy.
Of course, my inner fireworks were about to start a pyrotechnic show that could rival New Year's Eve. I know, guys, I'm too weak. The rest of the night, we walked around the city just talking. It was pretty magical. The next day, Trevor woke me up.
Alice, who the hell is this?
Trevor pointed out
That's
a
big.
couple of
Who
pictures
the hell
of
is this?
Camilo and me walking through the city last night. Damn paparazzi. They got me again. Just an old friend.
TV and social media are going nuts over these photos. Just read these headlines. Drummer ditches movie star for poet waiter. This is genius. I am a genius.
I was about to remind him that it wasn't his idea when he went off on a long rant about how Camilo and I needed to start dating for the sake of the band. Well, I hated Trevor butting into my life like that. Dating Camilo didn't seem like a bad idea at all. For the sake of the band, of course. Over the next few weeks, Camilo and I became a thing, and Trevor's scheme worked like a charm. Strangely, every little thing we did became big news that the whole country should know. Look where we are now. Camilo's
Breaking news! Camillo and what the hell the other girl's name was decided to go for a walk. Anyway, back to you, John, on why global warming is an issue.
Really turned things around for us. Yeah, but Camillo's writing is taking off too. It's a whole thing, though it felt strange to me. But we were too caught up in enjoying all the attention to bother about it.
Guys, you guys are breaking the internet right now. Any advice for your followers?
Just be great. Be as incredible as we are.
We know that's a pretty high bar. Yeah, I know. I wanted to pinch myself too. But dealing with fame was hard. Everyone wanted a piece of you. And soon, all this glitz and glamour also got between Moon, Luke, and me.
You're late again.
Sorry, loves. We play in Rochester in a few days. We need to rehearse. I'm here, aren't I? Try to relax a little bit, kid. Kid? We've done hundreds of shows. It's a walk in the park. It isn't just another show. It's our first home show since we...
Why did we stuff Reese's Take 5 with 5 flavors? Because you can't handle 6!
Yeah. What is it with all? What is it with all the ads?
left. Quan is even coming back from Korea with his new girlfriend for this. It has to be perfect. The mention of Quan and a girlfriend struck a chord with me.
And that was it. She stabbed both of them with her drumsticks and was later arrested for murder. He
had a girlfriend now? Who was she? Why didn't Moon tell me this earlier? Why wasn't he thinking of me? I was beyond angry. What the hell, Moon? Why are you throwing Quan and his girlfriend in my face?
She was not throwing...
This is clearly not about the show. Of course it is. What else would it be about? This is about you two being jealous of
That's
me
crazy.
and Camillo. This
That's
is about
crazy.
you not bearing to be under my shadow. Oh my god, you're completely delusional. Oh yeah? You two are completely... I couldn't think of a good enough adjective, so I simply stormed out. What I didn't realize was that Trevor was standing on the side, just watching the drama unfold.
Don't stress. You don't need anyone. I think you could even go solo.
What?
I mean, everybody knows you're the heart of the band. You're gonna do great things by yourself. I just know it.
Oh, shut up. I knew Trevor was trying to manipulate me, but he wasn't all wrong. The band thing was not working. We were always fighting, and I had Camillo. What was the point of continuing? Okay, let's do it. We decided it was best to keep it a secret until after the show in Rochester, which would be our last. I had fears, doubts, and a lot of anxiety, but Camillo managed to calm me down.
I'll be right there at your side.
Finally, the day of the show had arrived. My relationship with Luke and Moon was more strained than ever. To avoid them, I went to the side of the stage. The arena was packed. Everybody we knew was there. Luke's family, Moon's dad, even the goth girl was present. Wait, where's Dad? I tried to locate my father in the VIP and the crowd, but it was like finding Waldo. When even Camillo, who was supposed to bring Dad, didn't answer my calls, I started freaking out. Something felt really off. Soon after, Camillo
And that was
told me
it. On the drive, Camillo was hit by a 32X something V8 5.8 valve truck. They both died. Camillo lost her mind and ran away crying, ruining the show. She now lives in a cardboard box. By the way, I paused it so every like 15 seconds to do that.
Soon after, Camillo called me from the hospital and told me there had been an accident.
Oh!
How?
I was late. Then I saw your dad's accident on the way, so I followed him to the hospital. But your dad is fine. He's resting now.
Why did nobody call me?
They said they called his emergency contact.
I'm on my way. I ran to the dressing room to grab my things. Guys, I have to go. My dad is in the hospital.
Your dad?
What happened?
They're like, we don't give a shit.
And I explained everything, and despite our fight, Moon and Luke hugged me tightly.
Alice, I'll drive you.
Due to my shock, I hadn't noticed that
Oh,
he
hey!
looked even more attractive than
Oh,
before.
yeah.
I snap out of it, girl. Let's go.
Whoa, Alice, stop. The show's about to start.
She needs to be at the hospital.
Family comes first, always. As she said that, I felt horrible. They were my family, and I was backstabbing them.
I don't care about your family. This is the most important show ever. We're gonna tape it for a movie. It's the farewell concert. Do you know how much money we're gonna lose?
After saying it, Trevor closed his mouth so tightly that his lips seemed to have magnets on them. Farewell concert?
Oh, it's not a big deal. Breakups sell well, and we'll have 3 products instead of 1.
Both Luke and Moon looked at me. If looks could kill, I'd be 6 feet under right now. Dad, oh my God, are you okay? What happened?
Oh, it's just a silly accident, but I'm okay.
I'm coming to see you.
What? All those people are there to see you. You're gonna play and rock that gig.
But
No buts, Missy. Afterward, you can come see me. Not like I'm going anywhere. Rock it for your old man.
okay, Dad, I love you.
You heard Dad, kids. Let's do it. It's showtime.
We went on stage, and the tension was crazy. I could feel Luke and Moon's hateful glares. It was as if Cyclops from the X-Men was looking at me without his glasses. The show was about to start, but I refused to be like those old dinosaur rock bands where everyone hated each other. So I did something I never did. I stepped up to the microphone. No, don't freak out. I'm not gonna sing.
Oh, thank God! Oh, God. Okay, I can take my earplugs out now. Okay.
I want to dedicate this show to my family, to my dad, who needs to stop riding his bike at night, and to my siblings, Luke and Moon. No one has taught me as much about love and friendship as you two have. I love you, and I'm sorry, guys. Luke and Moon smiled at me.
And that was it. They shoved her off the stage, and now she suffers from brain damage.
That out of the way, it's time to rock. Then the show finally started, and it was simply incredible. Luke, Moon, and I played like it was the first time in my garage. The show was, without a shadow of a doubt, our best. After that, we 3 reconciled in a big embrace. While they were still angry, at least now it didn't look like they were going to scheme to murder me. Shortly after, Trevor joined us. Oh, Trevor, just the man we were looking for.
What?
We
Should we
quit.
share the honors, guys? At the count of 3. 3, 2, 1.
You are
And that was it. They all pulled out guns and shot Trevor to death. They were all later arrested for murder.
fired, kid.
Trevor tried to manipulate and scare
Bye.
us with threats, but when we were together, that didn't work. That's why he wanted to split the band.
Pulls out the gun from
Control us if we
earlier.
were divided.
You're making a huge mistake. This is not over.
Can you close the door on your way out? Thanks. We went to see my dad and
Appreciate it.
a few scratches and a large cast on his leg. He was fine. You'd think I now had everything, and you'd be right. I had my band and friends back. My dad was okay, and I had my boyfriend. It was finally time for my lived happily ever after moment. Well, that lasted for about 2 seconds. Literally, someone suddenly burst into the hospital room. Babe, are you all right? Mom? Babe?
Who the hell are you?
Well, I guess now I know who his emergency contact was. My mom looked at me smiling, but when she saw Camillo, her face completely transformed.
You motherfucker. Turns out Camilla robbed her 5 years ago. And now, because she couldn't pay off her hospital bills, her mother died. She shot Camillo.
Alice, get away from him. I was beyond confused. I looked at Camillo. His face revealed that he had something to confess. I imagine your faces right now are exactly like mine at that moment. Once again, fate had a curveball for me. But this is running too long. I know no one likes cliffhangers.
Boo!
Nothing
You
is
suck!
easy.
Okay. Well, gonna have to split this into 2 parts, so hope you guys enjoy. Hope you guys enjoy this. This has been Coffee Man. Hope you guys enjoy. I will have an outro, so I'm gonna go outside now. And that was it. I walked outside and was later hit by a truck.